What's going on, guys? I welcome you to this YouTube tutorial, and in this YouTube tutorial I'll be taking you through virtual labs. So because of COVID-19, as we are supposed to live in isolation or in quarantine, so this has made our lives very difficult, and that too it has greatly impacted our education section. So all the IITs and the premier institutes of our country have collaborated together and they have built virtual labs. So especially this COVID has impacted lab sessions because laboratory is a place where we'll be learning things practically. So virtual lab is a place where they have listed out various experiments of a particular course where they have given theories related to the experiments followed by question and answer, and then they do also have procedure on how to conduct these experiments, and finally the simulation part. So back in the simulation section they have created a graphical user interface that is quite simple to handle so that it becomes very easy for slow learners also. So here in this session, let's go through such virtual labs. So in order to enter into virtual labs, so all you got to do is open up your browser and you got to search for virtual labs. So here I'm using DuckDuckGo search engine. So right now it's listing out the search results. So here is where we are having the virtual labs, the very first link. You can open up this link. So this is the virtual labs and it's an initiative of MHRD under the National Mission on Education through ICT, where ICT is an acronym for Information and Communication Technology. As I said, here, premier institutes of the country have collaborated together and they have come up with virtual labs for almost all the engineering branches. So you can see that here are the participating institutes, and you can see all these are premier institutes of India. And right now, as they are related to electronics and communication engineering branch, so let's open up this branch. So here is where you can see all the labs that which have been prepared and listed, and all these labs are ready to be used for online lab sessions. So here let's specifically enter into digital electronics lab by IIT Roorkee. So right now this is digital electronics lab that which has been prepared by IIT Roorkee, and the objective over here is to learn and understand the basic concepts of digital electronics. So here is where I can see my list of experiments. So there are 12 experiments listed altogether, where you can see that the starting 4 corresponds to the combinational circuits, and later on we are having experiments related to flip-flops, resistors. So they fall under sequential circuit kind of experiments. So by now we already know what are combinational kind of circuits and sequential kind of circuits. Combinations kind of circuits are the circuits whose output depends only on present inputs, and sequential circuits are the circuits whose output not just only depend upon present input but also depends upon previous input. So in this lab session, let's take up our very first experiment, that which is verification and interpretation of truth table for AND gate, OR gate, NOT, NAND, NOR, XOR, and XNOR gates. And in order to enter into that experiment, let's hit on this link. So this opens up our very first experiment. So the aim of this experiment is to verify all these gates using RTL, where RTL is an acronym for resistor transistor logic, followed by DTL logic, diode transistor logic, and the third logic is TTL logic, transistor to transistor logic in simulators 1, and verify the truth table for all these gates listed above in simulator 2. So this is the aim. After going through aim, let's go through the theory of the experiment. So before we conduct any experiment, we got to have prior knowledge about that experiment. So theory is a section where we can find the materials related to the experiments that which we conduct. So after going through theory, there is a pre-test. They are conducting this pre-test because to confirm that we are ready to do the practicals, because we got to have a prior knowledge. So we can get this knowledge by going through this theory section, and in order to verify that we have gone through this theory well enough, we are having this pre-test. So right after going through this theory part, we are supposed to take up this pre-test. The very first question over here is electronic circuits that operate on one or more input signals to produce standard output. So what are these circuits called? So what will be your answer? So let's select logic gates. Let me fast forward for the remaining questions. So now let's see whether we have answered our questions correctly or not. So let me submit my quiz. So this shows me the result that I have answered all the questions correctly, 5 out of 5. So after taking up this pre-test, I'm supposed to go through this procedure on how to simulate my experiment. So if I were to verify the working and interpret the working of AND gate, I'm supposed to go through this procedure where my very first step is to connect power supply, that which is of 5 volts. So this plus indicates positive 5, and then press switches for input A and B. The switch is on state. Carefully look at the switches that which are back at your home. It will be having something like this. One end of that will be 0 and the other end will be 1. So this 0 actually is, it's actually O. O over here represents it to be open. The connection is open, whereas 1 over here represents the connection is closed. And only when the connection is closed, I can have current flowing through that path. Step number 3 is the bulb glows if both the switches are off, else it won't glow. The bulb is off state, so off state is bulb not glowing, whereas bulb on state is represented by a bulb that which is glowing. Step number 4 is repeat step 2 and 3 for all states of inputs. So because I'm having 2 input variables, I'll be having 4 combinations. I got to test out all the 4 combinations. In a similar way, we are having procedures for remaining gates. If you want to, you can go through all these procedures. So the drill remains the same. So now what I'll do is I'll hit on simulation. And in this simulation section, let's specifically take up AND gate. So here you can see that right when I hover my mouse onto this box, I'll get hand mark and I got to hit on this button. So this opens up a new window where I'm having the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram is pre-built, and you can see that I'm trying to implement this logic in terms of resistor transfer logic or RTL, because right now you can see that this circuit consists of only a resistor as well as a transistor. So thereby it's a RTL kind of logic. So before we simulate, we can also go through the instruction. So now let's follow our instruction. And the very first step says that we got to connect the battery. So let's see, how can I connect this battery? All I got to do is I got to hover my mouse onto this battery block and I got to left click. Just by left clicking this battery, I can establish my connection and you can see a message connected. You can see that we have successfully connected our battery back to our circuit. But still I cannot expect the current to flow. Why? Because of this switch. And as you can see right now, the switch is in O portion where O represents open. It's not yet closed. So what I'll do is I'll again follow my procedure where the second step says that press switch 1 of battery to be connected to the circuit. So this being the switch 1, so I got to switch it on. So just by left clicking on this switch 1, you can see that I'm turning on this switch, or this switch is right now being closed. You can clearly see that because this is closed, I can have current flowing in this path. And this current flowing via this path is represented by green in color. You're supposed to identify all of that. So green colored line represents that I'm having current flowing via this path. And because we all know that if there are branches, the current gets distributed. And right now, if I observe the switch 2 as well as switch 3, they are in open condition. And in order to turn it on, all I got to do was, and the other thing is, here I'm having transistor collector terminal. This is the collector terminal of the transistor. This is the base. And this is the emitter. So right now here, this is still up, and we all know transistor can operate in 3 regions. If the transistor operates in this region, we call this as saturation region. If my Q point lies in this region, then the transistor is as good as a closed switch. And if my transistor is operating in this region, we call this region as cutoff region. And if my Q point is nothing but quiescent point, where quiescent means to be still in the sense not moving. And here if my Q point lies in this region, it's as good as a open switch. And if my Q point lies in between, that is, this is my remaining section. If my Q point lies in this section, we call this region as active region, where the transistor acts like an amplifier. This region right now for time being is out of scope. All we are concerned here is our Q point operating in saturation region and cutoff region. So the current flowing via base terminal is called as base current. And if my base current in this case is 0, because still the switch 2 is in off condition, if IB is 0, then my Q point will operate in cutoff region. So thereby this is as good as, this transistor right now is as good as a open switch. And because of that, I'm getting logic 0 over here. So this logic 0 is being represented by red colored lines. Okay, well, now what I'll do is I'll turn on switch number 2, and you can see that right now this green colored line has been extended over here, meaning there is a connection established in this path. When this connection establishes, so I'll be having some current IB flowing via this path, and this transistor starts to operate in saturation region, or it turns on, that which can be represented by a closed switch. But still I'm having this other transistor Q2 operating in cutoff region, so it's still as good as an open switch. Only when I turn on this switch number 3, so let me turn on my switch number 3, only then I can have current flowing via base of transistor Q2, that which shift the Q point from cutoff region back to saturation region, making this transistor a closed switch. Only then I can have this entire current flowing via this path. And you can see that because the entire current is flowing via here all the way through this LED. So basically we can think of this bulb as good as an LED, and ultimately this current reaches the negative terminal of the battery. Right now the bulb is glowing, and as when I toggle the state of switch 2, let's see what will happen. So because I'm toggling the state of switch 2, I'm disconnecting this path. So thereby IB again will be equal to 0, that which shifts the quiescent point of transistor 1 back from saturation region to cutoff region, making it to be a open switch. So right now when this happens, I cannot expect current flowing via this path, and hence this bulb or LED turns off. So this is how we can simulate the working of AND gate in terms of resistor transistor logic, RTL logic. So this is simulator 1. In a similar way, I got to go through all the combinations over here before moving on to simulator 2. Let's apply all the combinations. So the very first combination was 0, 0. If it's 0, 0, LED won't glow. If it is 1, 0, LED won't glow. Or if it's 0, 1, still the LED won't glow. But only when my combination is equal to 1, 1, I can have this LED glowing. So now let's try to test the same in our simulator 2. And this is where we can verify our truth table. So after observing all the 4 combinations, let's move on to our simulator 2, where through our knowledge that which we have just earned by simulating the circuit, let's try it out for 0 and 0, where variable A and B are taking the values equal to 0. And this is the logical diagram for that which represents an AND gate. So if I'm applying 0, 0 as my input, then what output do I expect? What was our observation from our simulator 1? The LED was in off condition. So let me check this. So after entering input and output values, we got to hit on check button. So you can see that here back in my truth table, it's giving out me a remark that whatever observation that I have made and that I have applied as input and output over here, it's correct. Now, what if I change my output from 0 to 1? By now, we all know that this is an erroneous result. So if I hit on check, what should be my remark? My remark should be incorrect. So let me hit on this check button. So you can see that if my input are 0 and 0 for AND gate, my expected output is 0. But here in this case, I have made it as 1 and I'm giving it to check. So it's giving me remark that it's an incorrect result. So if the result is incorrect, I got to get back to my simulator 1 and I got to check for that combination again. I got to observe what I'm getting, and again I got to get back over here and I got to apply it and verify my output. And let's repeat the same for all the 4 combinations. Here the platform is so powerful that they have also provided us with this print button. So if I were to take out printout of this, all I got to do is I got to hit on this print option, gets saved as PDF, and what students can do is they can take printout of this. So let me save this. They can take printout of this and they can paste it in their lab records. So I hope we'll repeat the same drill for the other logic circuits that I'm having over here in our experiment number 1 and get its output. So right after simulating all these gates, we can take a post test where we got to again answer few set of questions so as to see whether we have attained a greater knowledge on this subject. Right after simulating this, submit my answers, and here I have got 4 out of 5. I have answered this question wrongly. So let me go for my very first option and let me submit my answers back again. So now I'll get 5 out of 5. So right now I have answered all the questions correctly. So this is the importance of post test. That is, you can have a better knowledge or use your experience from this simulation as well as from theory to answer all these questions correctly. So right after attending post test, we are having reference section. So reference section is where you can find books where you can have a better knowledge on this subject, and they have also provided us with hyperlinks where we can hit on this hyperlink to have a better knowledge on this subject. So right after going through this reference section, the last section that which we are having is feedback section, where you can share your experiments of using this lab, because they have put a lot of effort in order to bring up this lab session for us. So you can share your experience by hitting on share your experience button. So here is where you can fill up your name. Response have been submitted successfully. If you are having any queries regarding this tutorial, please put it in the comment section. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. We'll meet in our next video tutorial. Thanks for watching.